Okay. So the first thing you have to do, you want to fold it on the table. You're going to curve it. Don't fold it. Don't press it yet. You want to match up your edges. Now these paper, I cut them in half, so they're not necessarily square. So not so much the corners, but fold the edges. Hold that down. Then take your other hand and smooth it over. And then with your now use the table. Use the table. Use the table. Use the table. Smooth it over, and then crease with your thumb, and then you're going to take your ruler and run the ruler perpendicular to the crease, up and down like this. See? Do we remember what perpendicular means? Who can remind us what perpendicular means? Yes, ma'am? Yes, sir.
It's sort of the opposite of parallel. It's like intersecting.
Okay, it's intersecting, but there's a specific intersecting at a 90-degree angle. Exactly. So it's perpendicular, 90-degree angle, perpendicular. Okay? A 90-degree angle. So you want the ruler to be more or less perpendicular. Okay. So that's the key, is to get a really good crease. Now, the next thing is you're going to make some cuts. I want you to watch before you cut. So you have to make sure that you're going to cut on the creased side, on the folded side. Cut on the folded side, okay? Then you want to open. Actually, don't open it. So you're going to cut on the folded side. You want to do 2 cuts. Now, the key to this is do not go any farther than about halfway up the card, okay? So you're going to do 2 cuts that are perpendicular to the fold or parallel to the edges. 1, 2. Whoops. Try to make them as close to even as possible so it looks like this. Okay, 2 cuts. You don't measure now. It'll take too long. Next time we'll be measuring. You just eyeball it. Okay? Got that? Then, on the table, not in the air, you're going to take that middle flap and you're going to fold it back. And you're noticing that this line here is more or less parallel with the back of the card. And then you're going to crease. Again, with your ruler, crease, crease, crease. And your hand is pretty much over where you're putting the pressure on the ruler. Okay? And then so crease that well. Again, with the key to pop-ups is you always have to fold it. You always have to crease it well. Then you unfold it. Unfold it. Flip the whole thing over. Whoop! And fold it back the other direction and crease it with the ruler. So this is the key to get these to be successful pop-ups, is creasing them with the ruler both directions using the table to fold it, to crease it on. Okay? Then you open the whole thing up and pop out the middle part. And then I sort of shut it down so it looks like this. So it looks like this. Okay? So this is a first generation pop-up because we did it on that first fold. We cut on the first fold and we popped it up. And this is going to be the basis for much of the construction that we do for your books. Okay, now I want you to unpop it and fold it back to the original. Unpop it and fold it back to the original. Now, on that same fold, in this middle section, you're going to do 2 more cuts. Again, no more than halfway up the length of this little folded rectangle. You're going to do 2 more cuts, about 1 inch maybe. Also parallel, like that. 2 cuts in the middle, like this. And you're going to fold that back and crease it. Okay, so this again, you've cut on the same fold, first generation. Okay. Then you fold it back, you crease it, unfold it, flip the whole thing over, whoop, fold it back again, crease it, unfold it, open it up. So now you pop out, the middle pops up, the first one pops up, and the second one pops in. So it looks like that, or it looks like this. Okay, so it's sort of chair-like. All right? You cut, I think you cut too long. Okay. Oh, okay. So you can, this still works. We can still pop, like you can pop this. One thing too, you need to see this part is not so good to cut on. You want to cut back here, especially with the parts that you have to use. You got to open the scissors more.
Mine is like a friend.
Okay.
No one keeps
All right. So that's first generation pop-up. Now you could even do another one. So unfold everything. Back to the way it was. Okay, here's that middle one you just cut. So again, now I'm going to make a tiny little cut that's really just barely goes back. Where's that can? Here we go. So here are my first, that's my cut. So you can see better. That was my first cut. This is my second. I'm going to make another cut that's just like this. Okay? So for those, if you're doing, anyway, so it's half and half and half again. I'm going to do 2 more little cuts. I'm going to cut along there. I use the marker because so you can see it, but you can just eyeball it. Unfold it, flip the whole thing over, fold it back, crease, 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 unfold it, open it up, pop out, out, in, out. And then you kind of close it to make it stay. And there you have. And you could do this as long as you could get the little tiny cuts and could fold it. Right? I want to show you another, we're going to do a couple at once. I want to show you another thing. Okay. Okay. Now that you have all your coolness. So this is all variations on a first generation pop-up because we're doing it on that first fold. We've been cutting on that first fold. So now what I want you to do is unpop everything and go back to your original here. Go back to your original fold. We're doing something different. Okay, now, take that first big fold that you had and fold it back like this. Now, okay, watch. This time we're doing a second generation pop-up, which means that we're going to cut on that second fold. So this is the second fold here, right? This one was the first fold. This is now the second fold. So I'm going to make a cut that, again, not more than halfway. I'm going to maybe halfway between this line here and this line here. So I'm going to make two cuts, 1, 2, like that, on that second fold. So now you're cutting through 4 thicknesses of cardstock, so it's going to be a little more challenging. Okay? And then you're going to take that and you're going to fold that back so you have a shape that looks like this once you fold it back. And you're going to crease it really well. This is where this creasing comes in. It's really important because you got a lot of cardstock to... Okay? Everybody got that? Then you unfold that. Flip the whole thing over. Just unfold it to this. Just unfold it to this part. Flip the whole thing over, and flip back this section again. Okay. Then you unfold everything, and then you pop out your middle part and all your nifty middle first generation parts. But then you pop out these side things too. So there's 1, 2 on the side. And squish it down and press. And you have your second generation pop-out. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Good. That's right. You got it. Good. Now, everybody please get out a pencil and write your names on these. Get out a pencil and write your names on these, because there's going to be a lot of them walking around. Just write your name anywhere on it, just so you know it's yours.